Sixth graders, I'm going to walk you through a little review of the 13.1 lesson on how you can find the area of parallelograms, kites, rhombuses, and trapezoids. And we're going to start with a warm-up. So right now you may need to pause your video to try to figure out what is the value of each picture. And I am going to go through the answers. If you haven't figured out the values, pause your video, jot down some notes, and get your pictures solved. All right, the first picture, the sleeping emoji, is worth 8. The second picture, the laughing with tears emoji, is worth 4. The diamond is also worth 4. And the final emoji is worth 11. Hopefully you were able to solve those picture equations. All right, again, today you're going to figure out how can you find the area of parallelograms, kites, rhombuses, and trapezoids. And so this visual just gives you a little overview of what it means, for what the definition is for all these shapes. So you can see a parallelogram means opposite sides are equal and parallel. So in this parallelogram, the top and the bottom are parallel. That means they won't ever cross, and they're the same length. And then the other pair of sides are also equal, and they're parallel. A rhombus means all sides are equal, so it's very similar to a parallelogram, but the length of all these sides would be the same. A rectangle, opposite sides are parallel and equal. So top and bottom are parallel and equal, side and side are parallel and equal, and each angle is a right angle. We saw that last week on one of the homework assignment problems. Square, opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, each angle is a right angle. On a kite, exactly 2 pairs of consecutive sides are equal. So here's my first pair, the top of the kite, they're equal. And then the bottom of the kite, these are also equal. And then a trapezoid, only 1 pair of opposite sides are parallel, so the top and the bottom are parallel. These sides would eventually cross if they kept going. The other type of trapezoid you're going to see in the lessons is one that looks like this. This is still a trapezoid. We have the top and the bottom that are parallel. And then if our sides continued on, if we imagine they were going, these would cross. This is a little quadrilateral family tree. So if you're wondering, man, how are all these shapes related? So we call these all quadrilaterals because they have 4 sides. And then we kind of branch off into different things. So as you go down this middle section, so we have a quadrilateral. It's a 4-sided polygon. It's related to a parallelogram. So a quadrilateral with opposite sides that are parallel. Sometimes we'd say parallelogram related to a rectangle and a rhombus. And then we have our square down here. 4 sides are equal and 4 right angles. Our kite over here. 2 pairs of adjacent sides that have equal lengths. So like we were looking at on the first picture. And there's our trapezoid. All right, when we look through Lesson 13.1, there are some notes posted in Canvas. I'm just going to go through these formulas really quick. So the first formula you looked at yesterday in the lesson was the formula for a parallelogram, and it's the same as the formula that we use for a rectangle. Area equals B, base, times height. So in the parallelogram that we have right here, we'd be writing the formula. It's always good for your brain to write the formula first. Substituting in the values, my base is 7, my height is 3, so the area of this parallelogram is 21 centimeters squared. Remember, when we're thinking area, we're talking about square units. And the second one, area of a trapezoid. So this formula might be new for you this year. Area of a trapezoid is 1/2 multiplied by the height and then the sum of both the bases. So we're going to be using some order of operations on this one. So I'm going to substitute in my values first. 1/2 times the height in this one is 6. That's that dotted line. And then I'm going to do B1, base 1, plus base 2. So I'm going to do 5 plus 9. Order of operations tells me I need to do what's in the parentheses first. So I'm going to leave the 1/2 times the 6, and I'm going to do the 5 plus 9, which equals 14. Okay. Now I'm just multiplying 1/2 times 6 times 14. The commutative property of multiplication tells me I can multiply in any order, but I'm just going to go ahead and multiply across. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 6. This just means, what is 1/2 of 6? So if I do that first part, I end up with 3. And then I'm multiplying it by 14. 3 times 14 equals 42. And we're looking at meters squared. I'm going to give myself a little bit more room on this last one. So the final one is area of a rhombus. So I'm going to go with that area formula again. First, to make sure my brain is getting a chance to remember, 1/2 times D1 times D2. And that just means diagonal 1 and diagonal 2. So I start with my formula. Now I'm going to substitute in my values. In this problem, I'm going to call diagonal 1 this one that goes top to bottom. So I'm going to call that, so I'm going to say 5. And then my other diagonal is 8. So in this problem, I'm going to use that property of commutative property of multiplication to reorder these. I'm going to actually do the 5 times 8 first. So I'm going to say 5 times 8 equals 40. So now I'm trying to figure out what is 1/2 of 40. Well, half of 40 is 20, and this is inches squared on this one. Okay. One more parallelogram we're going to look at. So again, area equals base times height. In this case, my base is that 15. I'm multiplying it by 9, the height. The height is shown with this dotted line that hits at a 90-degree angle to the base. So I have 15 times 9 equals 135 inches squared. Trapezoid, again, here's a different type of trapezoid where you can see one side is straight up and down. It forms some right angles, but this is still a trapezoid because it has one pair of parallel sides. So I'm going to use that formula. 1/2 height times the sum of B1 and B2, base 1 and base 2. So for this trapezoid, I'm going to insert the height, which the height is the 4 meters. And then base 1 and base 2, so the top and the bottom. So 5 plus 8. Okay. Order of operations says I need to do what's in the parentheses first, so I'm going to leave the 1/2 and the 4. 5 plus 8 equals 13. So my brain right now, I don't want to take half of 13, so I'm going to take half of 4, so I'm going to do 1/2 times 4, which is 2. And then I have to do that times 13. 2 times 13 equals 26. These are meters squared. All right, last example, one more rhombus. So again, I'm going to always start by writing out my formula so my brain has a chance to remember this formula. For the rhombus, it's 1/2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. In this problem, I'm going to take 1/2. I'm going to use 14 as my diagonal 1. It doesn't really matter which one I call diagonal 1 or diagonal 2. In diagonal 2, I'm going to use 10 then. I'm just going to multiply straight across. So 1/2 times 14, I'm going to do that part first. That just means 1/2 of 14, which is 7. And then I have to multiply by 10. So my final answer is 70, and there's no label on my numbers, so I would just call this 70 units squared. All right, today as you work on your essential question, how can you find the area of parallelograms, kites, rhombuses, and trapezoids? You'll be doing the lesson 13.1 homework in H&H. Remember that you have those help buttons that you can click at any time. You can also email me. If you're emailing me a question about the assignment, you may want to take a screenshot of what your problem says so that I can give you some specific help on that particular problem. When you're done with that, there's some fun geometry links in the Canvas Module 13 that you can explore and some games you can play. Have a wonderful day.